Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to be installing a windshield banner on my Miata. So when you order a windshield banner for a Miata, I usually have them cut to fit. However, I did not have one in stock, so I figured I would go ahead and just use a standard banner and show you the process for trimming them as well as installing. So also with this, I'm going to be installing a translucent banner to give a good example of exactly how that looks on your windshield once it's installed. And on top of the translucent backing banner, I'll be including my 2024 Spinnywhoosh logo decal going along with this livery here. It should look good. I had it on previously and took it out for a photo shoot, but look forward to putting this on. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, first and foremost, most important thing I would say is to clean your windshield thoroughly. Use something that doesn't have any waxes or anything. This, to me, spray away glass cleaner, best damn glass cleaner. I am the son of a glass man. Take it from me. So, quick spray on there. And go ahead and get off any dirt spots you got on there. I'm sure it's breaking up as my arm goes back and forth, but go ahead and get the other side. Alright. So with this procedure, I'm going to be showing you how to install a banner with just one person. It's always great to have a helping hand. Sometimes you don't have one available. It's still doable. You're not shit out of luck. Promise. Alright. All there are my dog's nose prints inside the windshield, so that is okay. So the next step with this, unroll the sucker, and all of my banners have a -4-degree curve to basically contour to your windshield. So basically this is going to be way too big for the car. That being that it is the universal size, that it just isn't really meant for the Miatas, which is why I produce Miata-sized banners to fit just right. Alright, so next step onto this, I've got some blue painter's tape that I'm basically going to use to secure it and put the banner up to where it needs to go. And sometimes with these banners, I'll put a little triangle, and that actually marks the center. Super handy. I don't always do it though. It's only on some banners. Sometimes it kind of comes off when you're just producing. And it doesn't look like this windshield actually has a center spot, but I'm going to say it's right about there. Now, we'll actually have to pull this entire banner up pretty far since we're trimming a good amount as well. And luckily this banner won't interfere with any sensors I have in the car since it is translucent. I believe I have tested that before. It hangs just above any banners, so that is handy dandy. Alright, so put another one on there. That's right. You might hear a little toddler speaking in the background. My little man is here watching me do this installation video, which is always oh so fun. Not too bad. Yeah, so it looks like it's all pretty even just looking across the top here. Not too bad. Bah? Bah? You silly boy. He is the silliest boy. I'll give him that. So, one thing to throw out, along with the tape, is you'll put one across the entire center of your banner. And this, as I've said many times before, acts as a hinge. The installation we'll be doing this with is called a hinge method, and we'll be doing a wet install with water. For this wet install, with any banner, I do recommend getting my installation bundle, which basically comes with a water bottle, a squeegee, and a brand new knife. Has snap-off blades inside. I don't know, just advertising as I go along, but this is a handy little kit that a couple years back I decided to source and put together. But in here, I just have water. If you get an installation bundle for some of the more larger liveries, it won't come with this, as it is not necessary to do a wet install. In fact, it is recommended to do a dry install with printed wrap vinyl. However, with these banners, it is not wrap vinyl, and so basically you'll use the water to squeegee out the air instead of the vinyl on the backing doing so. Alright, let's get started. So, installing the backing banner. And this is, again, as I said, translucent. I just want to pick that up and make sure it actually was. And I'm going to spray a bit of water on this in case it comes down. I see I do have a little lock button on my spray bottle, but it mists perfectly. It does exactly what I need it to do. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that all the way back and try and make it stick so it doesn't slide down. I'm just using backing paper for that. It's not going to work. Whatever. Now, with the blade, you are going to cut away the backing ever so cautiously that you don't damage your paint. First, you can cut it on the glass. You really cut it on the glass. And the reason why we use the blade instead of tearing it is because tearing it will leave paper particles. That will get on the vinyl. That will show through, even as an opaque vinyl. You don't want that. So, another thing when spraying the backing with water, don't get the other side of the paper wet, because that will also lead to paper residue on that. Alright, I have a thorough spray. I'm going to go ahead, spray the windshield just a little bit. And as I said before, the center piece of tape is acting as a hinge, and that is where I peel it up. I'm going to go ahead, fix the application tape. And the reason why I have application tape on this is so that you can use a squeegee. You are not damaging your vinyl. You're not leaving scratches or anything. I know you heard that. And yeah. So you basically just squeegee along. And I'm going to squeegee down. You'll see the water coming out. And this is removing any air that is left underneath of the vinyl. It is not perfectly tacked at the top yet, and that's okay. Once we get along to the next step of trimming, we'll be able to take that off. But, so, this side has been placed well enough that I can take off all the tape. I'm going to come along to the other side. And do the same thing over here. So now the hinge is all gone. I can pull up this side, remove the remaining paper, making sure there is no paper particles underneath. Taking a look at that. If there is, you are able to fix this at this point. There's not, luckily, but sometimes that happens. I'm letting you know. You can spray a little water on it and just pick it off your fingernail. That's pretty much the best you can do. Because sometimes that will just barely show through and you don't want it. So, getting my spray bottle. Not bad. And just gonna tightly lay this down. I'm gonna give it a good squeeze just along the top. Yep, just like so. Very nice. And I'm going to squeeze you down and watch all the water run down. Cool, cool, cool. So far, so good. Don't believe I'm leaving any air bubbles. However, we are about to take off the paper. And we'll see a little closer. I am curious to see what is becoming of the top here and seeing if... Alright, I do want to squeegee up as much as I can against the glass molding, the molding of the glass. Yeah? Alright, that should cut it. I think I'm going to go ahead and remove the transfer tape. I'm doing so just so I can see the vinyl better and how it has laid against that molding before I start trimming. I think it'll make it a lot easier. Yeah. Perfect. I see no bubbles. There's a little bit at the top. It is okay to squeegee a little bit. And there is a felt side of this as well, so you don't scratch your vinyl banner, but I think you should be okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Oof. Not too much now. A little carried away with that one. And is leaving air bubbles. So, I'm going to go ahead and reach back for my water. So, this might be an issue that you run across. Hopefully not. I am running across an issue. Not bad. Is squeegeeing out the water again. Alright, that worked a lot better this time. There was just too much gap there along the top of that gasket. That was good. I had just one more set of air bubbles where I had lifted it before. Alright, this is looking better now. So you are able to pull this up as needed, and it is somewhat forgiving. I always say that my wrap vinyl is more forgiving, and it is. It's much more forgiving than what this is basically called as sign vinyl. But this translucent stuff's pretty decent because you can still see light through it and isn't completely. Ooh, I got a bad crease there. That was about where I had laid my hinge at. Man, I haven't gotten a crease in vinyl in some time. That sucks. Dang. But I think it should be fixable. Basically, if such an occurrence happens, what you do is you take a heat gun, and I think I'll come show you this because I'm glad this happened. I have a flaw that I can show you, and hopefully what steps to take to fix it. Let me just get the rest of this taken care of. Not bad. You know what? Before we get to this, I'm going to go ahead and do the trimming. And picking up all my trash is always important. So you don't leave a freaking mess around your work area. I'm notorious for all that. Alright. So, we'll go ahead. Take our handy dandy blade here. Just making sure that it is closest to where you want to cut as possible. And all you're going to do is take your blade. Ooh, I almost messed up. And just run it along the top. That's it. I know that cutting is usually the most daunting task in a lot of projects, but it isn't too bad. And I'm going to come to the other side. Finish up over here. Looks like I just continued over where I already had cut, but that is okay too. Sometimes your rubber molding along the outside, you don't want to cut it, so you have to try and be careful from that, but nice. That's not bad at all. Yeah, looks like I missed a little bit. I came in a little too far. That's okay. It doesn't look bad, and it actually have a little bit of tint inside that really won't see it. But you're going to go ahead and get off all the rest, the remaining water underneath, tucked under your glass molding. Yeah, this is looking good. All right. So, about that crease, right? So I just have a little Black & Decker heat gun that I keep around that actually I've used for quite a few different things working in the garage. This boy has so much to say to me. Don't you, little man? Alright. So, keeping this sucker rolling. I doubt you can even see this. But I'll try and get a decent... Alright, so I think that's about as much focus as I can get on here. I'm going to try and take a light and shine it on there. Perhaps you can see this, but I have this little crease right here. Well, maybe I won't be able to show it, but if such an unfortunate occurrence happens to you, basically you're just going to take your heat gun, give it just a little bit of heat, get your felt end of your squeege, and just give it a good rub. In most cases, this should take it out. And see I had a little bit of water in there too, which it looks like I'm able to work down, but you could also poke out using your blade. Yeah, that's not bad. Now, yeah, that basically took it all out. Nice. That's not bad. Alright. So, now that's done. I'm going to give it one last spray of my spray away glass cleaner. Wipe this down, get any leftover particles that I had gotten on this so far. Whew. So, now with this window all cleaned up, I'm going to install my banner. So I thought it is perfectly sized to fit this. Very happy about that. Heck yeah. I mean, it's not like it's the first time I'm putting this on here or anything, but it is perfectly made to fit Miata windshields and any other ones. So I do believe I have this banner on my website. If you're interested, I would absolutely adore it if you wanted to rock this on your car. But yeah. So I'm going to do the same hinge method on this, except this banner is using printed vinyl. So, as I mentioned earlier, it will be a wet install. And I think I got that lined up just right. So I'm going to do the same thing, hinge method in the middle, and then I'll have one piece of tape on the side just to hold it in place while I do the other side.
What are you doing?
Alright. I don't know if you can hear this part, but my little man is blowing some mean raspberries over in his little swing. Alright, so simply going to pull this up. Give it a good cut. You can always extend the blade a little bit. You don't just have to use the tip, and that'll probably give you a better cut. And as wrap vinyl, it makes things just a whole heck of a lot easier. I'm just going to run it down real quick, and that sucker's tacked. No water, no BS, that's all. That's all she wrote. Alright, so, taking off the hinge. And there you have it, folks. That should be about it. Go ahead, start pulling this back. I love the colors of this banner. So I had this on even before I did the livery. And I really didn't plan on rocking the same one. I figured I'd do something that matches the livery better, but this matches the livery perfectly. I dig it. And there you have it. How to install a 2-color banner, translucent backing, with some printed text. Not bad. Next, I want to show you the view from inside the banner, and exactly how this looks while you're in your car. Let's do it. Alright, folks. So now you have the other side of what I've been looking at, is my little man over here in his little swing. Absolutely adorable. But the translucent banner, if I go up, that's basically how it looks like. You can see my garage light up there. Imagine that's a traffic light. And so that is kind of what this looks like. So it's kind of a dollar, not dollar, but kind of gives it a blurry look. So it won't be 100% transparent through. It's translucent. And I think it makes for a great backing banner because the outside of it looks black. Let's take a look. Not bad at all. Has a nice shiny look to it. Yeah, kind of neat. Alright, so that's all, folks. Oh, shit. Alright, so that's all, folks. Alright, cut. Start over, dumbass. Alright, folks. So, I hope you enjoyed my short little tutorial video on how to install a windshield banner. I know I've made a ton of windshield banner install videos in the past. I just want to show you a little bit better, the translucent backing, all that good stuff. My name is Scott. I run Spinnywhoosh. I make a ton of great vinyl stuff. Next video, I plan on installing the remainder of my sponsor livery, all the sponsor decals, racing numbers, all that good stuff going on the car tonight, and I'll talk about a little bit more about what I've been doing in the car in preparation to Meows at the Gap, which is happening end of this month, heading up July 26th, and the event, of course, is August 1st to the 4th. Come on up. It's in North Carolina if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, it's worth the drive. Yeah. But thank you for watching. I sure as heck do appreciate it. Until the next video, catch you later.